please stand and salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act pursuant to Public Laws 1975, Chapter 231. This agenda is complete to the extent known and was sent to the Trenton Times and Trentonian newspapers, posted on the first floor bulletin board in City Hall, filed with the City Clerk's office, and posted on the City of Trenton website. Formal action will be taken. Roll call. Councilwoman Edwards.
present.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Present.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettler.
Present.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Present.
Councilman Harrison. Councilwoman Williams.
Present.
And Council President Frisbee.
Present.
Thank you. And Madam President, if you wish, I will read the invocation.
Please.
Certainly. Almighty God, who holds the fate of man and nation, we most humbly beseech thee to bless this, our city, these deliberations, and these thy servants, that they may act with wisdom and understanding for the good of our community and thy greater glory. Amen. And Madam President, I understand we have some presentations this evening.
That is correct. We show two.
I see a first presentation on the agenda as I Am the Change. If the individuals of that organization would like to come up, please.
That would be the students from, I believe, Princeton. Leo.
Are they?
None. Okay.
Shall we move to the next presentation?
Next one, please.
Certainly. We have a cannabis application here from Kush Dispensary, LLC.
Thank you. My name is Ken Walski. I'm a Trenton resident. I live in Woodside Avenue in Trenton, and I'm chairman of the Trenton's Cannabis Advisory Committee. And council has asked that I introduce the presentations. So I just want to let you know that we're going to be hearing from Kush Dispensary, LLC, who are applying for a Class 5 retail license in the city of Trenton on 359 Pennington Avenue. These Kush Dispensary came to our Cannabis Advisory Committee meeting on 11/15/23 and gave us a presentation and addressed all the items in the application. So there were two items that we were concerned about. One was the logo that they had. It was not a cannabis leaf, but it was a geometric configuration that probably symbolized the cannabis leaf, and we weren't sure if that was going to be acceptable. We brought that to the attention of Kush, and they said they were going to change their logo. The other issue was there are no current residents in the shareholders in Trenton. However, they do, one of the shareholders grew up in Trenton, and they have certainly established a number of ties to the Trenton community that you'll be hearing about. Our Cannabis Advisory Committee unanimously approved of their application to be forwarded to the City Council. So if there are no questions, our opinion, as I noted, was that the committee was impressed by Kush's preparedness and dedication to the city of Trenton. The committee feels that Kush would be a great community partner to have in the city and recommends the City Council issue a resolution of local support.
Thank you, Ms. Walski.
Hello. Go ahead and proceed. Good evening, Council President, Vice President, and rest of the Council members.
Thank you for giving us an opportunity to present to you this evening. My name is Kush. I am the CEO and a majority owner of Kush Dispensary LLC. With me today, I have a Sharon Montgomery, my partner in this business and community outreach manager, Nirmit Patel, Chief Operating Officer, and Jignesh Chokshi, Director of Marketing and Sales. In front of you, you have the presentation that we presented to the Cannabis Committee. We are 100% minority female-owned business and New Jersey residents. Kush Dispensary currently has a conditional approval from CRC Class 5 Cannabis Retail Dispensary. I serve as a CEO and a visionary behind the dispensary's mission and strategy. My role is to ensure that our business aligns with our values and goals while complying with all relevant regulations. As the founder of this dispensary, I was initially drawn to cannabis industry due to its capability for positive social impact and growing demand for alternative medical treatments. I've seen firsthand the benefit it brings to patients in need. I had a privilege of managing a medical cannabis dispensary in Somerset, New Jersey, which provided me with the valuable insights into patient needs and operations of the dispensary. This experience solidified my commitment to the industry. Trenton was our choice due to its unwavering and dedication to responsible regulations and promoting social equity within the cannabis industry. Additionally, my 2+ years of experience working in Trenton played a key role making in this decision. We are committed to 100% hiring from the Trenton. At this point, I'll pass it to Sharon Montgomery, my partner in this business and our community outreach manager. Thank you.
Good evening, Councilwomen and Councilmen. My name is Sharon Montgomery, and I stand before you not only as the Community Outreach Manager and part owner of Kush's Dispensary, but also a proud resident of Trenton for the past 47 years. Trenton is not just a city to me, but it's also my home. I currently work at a pharmacy, and through my experiences, I've witnessed the changes in healthcare and wellness. Today, I'm here to discuss another part of the healthcare that has become increasingly important, cannabis, and its role in our community. Our dispensary is more than a business. It's a commitment to the responsible cannabis practice and community engagement. We understand the importance of the role in contributing to overall health and well-being of our neighbors. In my role as a community outreach manager, I will have the privilege of connecting with residents, listening to their concerns, and addressing misconceptions surrounding cannabis. On a deeply personal note, my journey with cannabis is rooted in the experience of my late husband and mother, both of whom had cancer. Witnessing their struggle with chronic pain, they turned to cannabis. The journey highlighted the benefits of cannabis in managing pain and improving the quality of their life. Our dispensary is committed to honoring their memory by advocating for responsible cannabis use. Having lived in this city for almost 5 decades, I've seen firsthand the importance of community involvement. We will work to create job opportunities, contribute to local tax revenues, and actively engage in outreach programs that benefit the residents of Trenton. In my dual role, working both at a pharmacy and within the cannabis industry, I understand the value of our community. Our dispensary aligns with the highest standards of safety and compliance. As a resident deeply invested in this community, I am here to assure the City Council that Kush Dispensary is not just here to do business, we are here to be part of Trenton's journey toward a healthier and more prosperous future. Thank you.
Good evening, City Council. My name is Nirmit Patel. It's an honor to stand before you both as a seasoned pharmacist and Chief Operating Officer with over a decade of experience working as a pharmacist in New Jersey. Today I represent Kush Dispensary, a cannabis dispensary that holds a special place in my heart and is dedicated to serving the residents of Trenton. I would like to begin by sharing a bit about my journey and my connection to Kush Dispensary. With a background as a pharmacist and a pharmacy owner for over 10 years in New Jersey, my path led me to medical cannabis industry. It was during this time that I had the privilege of working alongside Mrs. Grow. Our shared commitment to patient care and well-being laid the foundation for what has become Kush Dispensary today. At the heart of Kush Dispensary's mission is a commitment to health and welfare of the Trenton community. We stand by the highest standard of patient care, product quality, and safety. Our mission is not just a statement, it's a lived commitment to providing compassionate and effective healthcare solutions through cannabis. In my role as a Chief Operating Officer, I will oversee the day-to-day operation of Kush Dispensary. This includes rigorous inventory management, comprehensive staff training, meticulous adherence to all state and local regulation. Our operations will be a testament to our dedication to professionalism and compliance. Recognizing the importance of security in our industry, we have implemented robust measures to ensure the safety of our patient, staff, and the community. State-of-the-art surveillance system, strict access control, and highly trained armed security personnel are integral component of our security framework. We are proud to surpass all state requirements, creating an environment where safety is paramount. The success of Kush Dispensary is intertwined with the success of Trenton. We see ourselves not just as a business, but as an active participant in the community's well-being. As we grow, we remain committed to maintaining a transparent communication, addressing concerns promptly, and collaborating with the city to ensure that our dispensary enhances the quality of life of all Trenton residents. Kush Dispensary is not just a cannabis dispensary. We are a healthcare ally dedicated to the welfare of Trenton. I appreciate the opportunity to share our commitment to Operation Security with the City Council today, and I open to any questions or discussions you may have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Council. Do you have any questions? If you would give us a couple of minutes. Thank you. What is the address for your location?
359.
It is 359 Pennington. Thank you. Councilwoman?
I think I missed it. I believe somebody said something about 100% hired locally in Trenton, or?
100%, correct. And just to add to it, we have signed an agreement with UFCW, Unit 360. So all the employees will be working in Trenton will be paid high-paying union jobs that comes with benefits and paid vacation time and paid holidays. So we have an agreement with UFCW 360, which is
Can you say that again a little?
Oh, sure. So we have an agreement with UFCW Local 360. I'm not sure if you know Hugh Giordano. I know he wasn't able to come in today because of other commitments. But so anybody who's working with our dispensary, these will be high-paying union jobs that comes with benefits.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Patel.
And how do you propose to recruit?
Local recruitments, so sort of job board sites, having job fair at the actual dispensary before we open up. Yeah, so that will make sure that we can have employees from local Trenton. Yeah.
Council President?
Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How did you come to choose Trenton as your market for this over different other municipalities?
So I worked in Trenton for 2 years, and I kind of like the vibes that it's more for community than only looking for our own self. And that's what we believe, to give back to community, that what we get, and that's the right way to do a business. And that's we came with then that's how we chose the Trenton.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So then, as far as the financing and capitalization, what does that look like?
I'll jump right in. So, I'm Jignesh Chauncey. So we're fully self-funded for this business. So we're not taking any loans or anything like that. This is purely single financially owned by us here. So there's no outsource from financial influence in here. This is not one of those MSOs who's coming in influencing, right? So, just to kind of bring ourselves right. So we're not one of those who are going to open up a business today and leave, right? I mean, I've been coming here for last year or so, sitting right over there, without us being on agendas or doing any business, right? So to us, we're really committed to the township. To us, it's not just about opening a business and leave, right? Or open a business and sell. To us, this is our bread and butter. We're immigrants. We were born overseas. We came here. We worked hard. We saved our money. This is the right path. That American dream, so-called, right? So that's what we're sort of following, right? To us, that's what it's all about. And that's where the financial fund will be coming in. And that kind of makes us feel better because we don't have to reach out to MSOs, hey, can we donate to this charity? Can we fund and help the township on whatever it may be, right? So that's another benefit of us being owned just locally and not bringing outside resources.
So then, as far as your sales, profits, are they going to stay in Trenton and Mercer County, or are they going to be going to other parts of New Jersey?
It's going to stay 100% in Trenton, not even leaving Trenton. That's why we're committed to hiring 100%, not even like anything outside, 100% from Trenton, not even Mercer County, kind of going outside of Trenton, right? But that's what our focus is. And then one of the things we always feel that we want to hire people as a bartender and train them to be managers and one day open up dispensary like we are, right? So, and I think that's what our business speaks on that.
And then for the level that you're coming, so just for educating myself here, what financial threshold is there for the business that you're doing to come in at the level you want to come in with serve the clientele? Are we talking several $1 million? Are we talking? I mean, we see applications, all different kinds of financial levels, and I'm just trying to get an idea, what is a business more likely to be able to survive, particularly that first year or two?
Is your question pertaining to the revenue of the business?
Well, actually the revenue and your startup cost, more importantly.
So the startup cost, so the dispensary itself is a 2,200 square foot dispensary. So we already have the quotations for the entire build out. So we are looking at it between like $180,000 to $200,000. That will complete the entire build out of the dispensary. And then initial inventory cost of anywhere between like $80,000 to $100,000. That'll be the initial cost. So we're looking at the entire operation startup cost less than $500,000.
So, I'm sorry.
Less than $500,000.
$500,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's probably about average.
That's about average.
Okay. And then yearly revenues, do you have a projection?
Yeah, so we are projecting anywhere between like $1.8 to $2 million yearly revenue.
Okay. All right, reason I ask is, you may have heard because you've come to meetings, we really do need this industry to succeed and be very well run and regulated, because for the tax money alone, and also the jobs it's going to provide, it's very important that we have every business be successful and have a good chance to start. So I guess my last two questions would be, as far as what it would be, the hours that you're definitely, because I know you had a lot of information you're going to hear from me, so it's on the record.
For the operating hours?
Yeah, operating hours.
So the operating hours will be Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday will be 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
10 p.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. And then as far as fulfilling in our ordinance the social justice requirements, how do you see your business doing that specifically?
Can you just give me more?
As far as involvement in community social justice, how do you see Kush fulfilling those responsibilities?
So far, for instance, we have donated $500 to Trenton Soup Kitchen. This is not as big open.
Can you move closer here?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
So far, we have donated $500 to Trenton Soup and Kitchen already. We have also partnered with ASA, and we have done donation with ASA, which is for American for Safe Access, which helps research into cannabis. So we have already partnered with local organizations to help support them. But as we grow and as we start our business, our job will be to help reach out to the community as PD, who is our social equity, social outreach manager. So we'll be looking to partner with the community, with the organizations within the Trenton community to help support. Now, we are a cannabis dispensary, so with our personal time, volunteering, or through monetary or financial means. Now, as you know, 2% of the taxes will be going to the Trenton Township, but on the top, we'll be partnering with any local organizations that we already done in the past, and we'll continue to do so.
Okay, and just as a follow-up, I know you mentioned TASK, and that's really great. Are there any other organizations you could say tonight, or also even in immediate vicinity in the neighborhood around the location?
So we have a few in mind, but we haven't associated with them yet.
Okay.
So we've got a few ideas in mind. With me coming here for last year, I've made a good notes on the charities and in areas that Trenton can use funds, right? Not just outside of the township here, but like just different charities, different soup kitchens and everything.
Thank you very much.
My job role as a pharmacist is to go and educate. So I'm a pharmacist and still licensed practicing and registered pharmacist in the state of New Jersey. So my job as a pharmacist will be to, help patients, again, think of pharmacy, I use the word patients, help customers educate on not just cannabis, but do brown bag events at the dispensary. So if you have, your seniors who want multiple different medications, you can do brown bag events. You can bring it to the dispensary with all the medication you're currently taking, and then you can have a one-on-one conversation with the pharmacist. That has nothing to do with cannabis or the sale of cannabis. It will be just us volunteering my role as a pharmacist to help patient. Let's say there's multiple duplication of medications or two medications that should not be taken together. And doing educational seminars in like local churches, educating patients on vaccinations, blood pressure medications, diabetes management, how to take your medication, when not to take your medication. So things like that. So we'll be providing services which is out of realm of cannabis, and I can use my my expertise as a pharmacist to help those patients.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Council President.
You're welcome. Councilman Figueroa.
One quick question. How many employees are you planning to employ?
Sure. So our starting when we started the dispensary, we are looking at anywhere between 12 to 15 employees.
How many?
12 to 15 employees. That'll include bartenders, shift supervisors, general managers, and inventory managers, and also security personnel.
All of that's only 15?
Security personnel will be separate. So security personnel, we're looking at that anywhere between like 5 to about 20.
About 20.
20, yeah.
And are you guys leasing this building, or are you guys?
We are leasing, correct.
Leasing. Yeah. Thank you.
So that's one of the benefits that we have with us leasing this property and the shopping center. We're actually, once we get approval, hopefully here, and then CRC final approval, our construction and then bringing dispensary online is not going to take extremely long time, right? So that's one of the benefits that we have as well.
Council President.
Councilman Edwards.
Thank you. Is Mr. Ken Wolski still here? Mr. Wolski, can you provide a little clarity on the regulations of ownership with cannabis businesses by the CRC? So there's like a little bit of confusion. Are cannabis businesses required to obtain ownership of the brick and mortar places they'll be occupying on approval from the CRC or from municipal approval before they get to the final approval for the CRC?
No, it's my understanding that after the municipal approval, they're required to have the actual control of the premises. So it's after the municipal, first they get their conditional license from the CRC, then they go to the municipal where they are now for their municipal approval. And then when they get that and they go back to get their permanent license or their annual license from the CRC, that's when they need the requirement for, control of the property.
So has that been established with the owner of this shopping center, controlling the property?
We're currently in the lease with at the 359 Pennington Avenue. We have signed the lease back in December of last year. We're just in an application process. So we're in an active lease. We're paying the lease payment right now for 359. And they're approved to open accounts.
So just I'm going to try to understand your question. So your
Do you
question
mind
is that
stepping into the mic?
I'm sorry, yeah, sorry about that. So just to make sure I understand your question. Your question is that do we need to be owner of the place? No. So as per the CRC regulations, you can lease a place or rent it. You don't need to have the ownership of the property.
So control is...
Control is lease,
They're
yeah. So
using-
lease is good, letter of interest are fine, or ownership, so any of those three.
And you'll be able to modify this property as needed for security and...
All of that, correct, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
That definitely, I wanted to ask that question because that is a very densely populated shopping center. People who hang out there all the time. So I want to make sure that right there was addressed.
Correct. And then when we submitted application to the committee, we did submit our full executed lease as well.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On your call, Madam President.
Let's proceed.
Council President, I believe on the next point on our agenda we have is a public comment for agenda items only. If it's your wish, we can move to that public comment, or if you wish to consolidate public comments to one public comment towards the end of the meeting, that is your wish. To you.
We can go ahead with public comments, if there are any now.
Are there any members of the public that wish to speak on agenda items only? No, it's any, okay. There is one.
This is for more than just one.
So then in that case, if we can have the board for public comment?
Yeah. Security, Mr. Rodriguez? Did you get the list of the...
I don't have the sheet, I need it from security. Seeing none.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz.
Council President, I have 3 individuals for public comment this evening. First person is Elijah Dixon. To all those making public comment, please know that you are allowed
5 minutes?
5 minutes for public comment, and the council is not obliged to respond. However, you may address any item that you wish.
Please state your name and address when you come to the podium. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you state your name and address for the record?
Elijah Dixon. Address is 134 East Hanover Street, here in Trenton, New Jersey. And I'm here to speak on behalf of resolution number, or item docket number 23-516, which is a resolution in support of grant dollars in support of the Orchid House Cafe. So I am a co-owner of the Orchid House Cafe, which is based at the first floor of 134 East Hanover Street. I live on the second floor, and the property was purchased. Just give you some context, in lieu of a formal presentation. The property was purchased by me back in 2015, January of 2015. And 3 weeks before the property, I was to close on the deal. The property was broken into, all the pipes thrown out, ovens, radiators, everything. Anything that could be scrapped and salvaged was all stolen. I had 2 partners at the time. were also both residents, but they had backed out because they had, and rightly so, intimidated them. But my name was already on the was already on the mortgage application, so I stuck through it. And this is back at the time when East Hamlet Street, before we got the $2,000 lofts coming up in some areas and whatever else development was going on. It was just me on that block. And in spite of whatever other activity was going, I stayed and persisted. And it's called the Orchid House. People don't really know this, but there's a rare flower that grows in parts of Cuba in the Caribbean called the ghost orchid. And it's the ghost orchid maintains a symbiotic relationship with this environment, and it gives and takes the resources as necessary. And when we were getting up and running back then, I was maybe making $14.75 an hour. I had that much resources, but people in the community would come by and help out and teach us how to do things, whether it was installing sheetrock or electricity. I had to fix a broken window pane because the property had only 2 windows, that was in. People came through, and sometimes all I could do was just provide oatmeal to them, so that's like my give back. I'm just cooking and doing tea and oatmeal, and but people stuck with it, and that's how I got the name. It's symbolic of the ghost orchid, and it became the Orchid House. In about 2016, we opened up formally, had a business license with the city, just doing events, and it was an art gallery consignment shop. My mentor, James Wells, who also used to operate a cafe and deli around the corner on Montgomery Street before he was assaulted and murdered on my street, he gave me the idea for a cafe. And I had no clue, again, besides oatmeal, what to do in terms of cooking food or anything of that nature, but his vision, his dream, and us being across the street from daylight twilight, I figured that we could open up with a healthier alternative to the bodegas. And granted, I grew up eating the bodegas. I still eat at the bodegas even today. Even I have my own cafe. I'm getting rice and beans, chicken. I'm not getting chicken. I'm actually vegetarian, but rice and beans for sure. And I'm just giving you guys some context because this is truly a grassroots effort. We have 4 employees, and including myself, not including myself and my partner, all residents of the city of Trenton, being paid living wages and 10% of our revenues after each month, in addition to tips, goes back to them because we're looking to ensure that people, that they have an opportunity to thrive doing stuff. They're helping us achieve our dream. We're looking to help them. So I'm just giving you guys some context. The pandemic hit, we had no assistance. We couldn't qualify for a loan because the restaurant industry is at such a high rate of failure, even though we had already purchased so much equipment to open up as a cafe before the pandemic hit. And then the pandemic comes, and we're just stranded. We have all this equipment, juicer $5,000, espresso machine $3,000. We spent so much money. But with these funds, I'm sure right at the time, with these funds, we're looking to not just reimbursement of some of the costs that have been put out prior, but we're also looking to establish, in addition to the back of the cafe, will be a greenhouse style eating area. So imagine you walk in and the roof is all glass, there's artwork on the walls, and you have plants growing, but there's places for people to eat, and then there'll be an outdoor terrace behind that eating area where people can do stuff like leisure recreation, walk outside, just like you might go to Philly or Brooklyn somewhere. You have these nice outdoor eating places. We don't really have that in the city. So that's, in addition to some other capital improvements and equipment, that's what these funds would be used for, is to be able to cultivate an outdoor terrace. So I appreciate you guys' time and consideration. I take nothing for granted, and I really do value all that's being done here on the council. If you have any questions, I'm available.
Thank you, Mr. Dixon.
Lawrence Boyd.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Boyd.
Council President, Vice President, the rest of the council. My name is Dr. Lawrence Boyd III. And I was born and raised here in the city of Trenton. My grandparents raised 9 generations in a house that they own located at 35 Titus Avenue. Most Trentonians will call it 5 Points. I graduated here from Trenton Central High School class of 1998 from Trenton Central High School. I have gone on to achieve a bachelor's degree, 2 masters, 1 in special ed, and 1 in psychology, as well as a doctorate degree in biblical counseling and theology. I'm an executive director of Help Self, a Trenton-based 501c3 nonprofit organization that provides before and after care, preschool, and summer camp. We also provide morning and after-school drop-off to students home, free of charge. We are so excited to partner with Greenway Systems because this organization is planning to hire Trenton residents. The pay rate is well above average, and the education requirements gives opportunities to the average Trentonian. The partnership will allow us to accept the children of the workers, so this will lessen the amount of absence both from parents and students, all while working together to produce better citizens, which produce healthier communities. I am also pastor and founder of Chosen Generation Church, where I have pastored for the last 15 plus years, also located here in the city of Trenton. I am also the founder of Moreland LLC, which provide affordable houses for Trenton's residents. And recently, I'm also the founder of the Boys Barbershop, also located here in the city of Trenton. So as you can see, our organization has strong ties here in the city of Trenton, and it's an honor to be here and to partner with the Greenway System and several other organizations, churches, as we plan to increase jobs, decrease childcare insecurities, and to help build thriving communities throughout the city of Trenton and surrounding areas. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Boyd.
Thank you.
Jarvis Esteban.
Good evening to all.
Please state your name and address for the record, please. Please state your name and address for the record.
Okay, I'm Reverend Jarvis Esteban. I live in Trenton, New Jersey. The block is 565 Revere Avenue. And I represent the Redeemed Christian Church of God in presence of Pastor Abraham and the Honorable Council. We're here today in regard to the numbers of application put forward before they stated by the Greenway System. They made the presentation 2 weeks ago on the 7th of December. I have, along with Pastor Abraham, as I represent him, known the team behind the Greenway for the past half year. And since they started reaching out to the neighborhood, asking our opinions about their presence in the neighborhood, we welcome them with all our heart. Our church is located on the same block, actually on 300 North Clinton Avenue, and we need an urgent maintenance and renovation because it has been sitting there for some time. The building, and it created more job when the building is actually renovated. Not only creating job, but it's also help the neighborhood because the building is vulnerable. I think it poses also problem in the neighborhood. So the coming of this company is going to bring job, not only to help people in the community, but also it has an impact in our community. So our church, being a church that has been here for the past 20 years, I think we welcome the company, and I think it will be a great impact for our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jarvis.
Thank you.
Madam President, those are all the names I have for public comment. We can proceed as you wish, if you wish.
Let's proceed. We're in citations, public, old business.
Correct. Prior to old business, if you would, Madam President, ask for a motion to approve communications and petitions.
I have a motion to approve, please.
So moved. Second.
Okay, second. It's been moved and second. I'll call the roll. Councilwoman Edwards?
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano?
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to ordinances. First, second reading, ordinance 23-63, ordinance amending and supplementing chapter 14 of the Code of the City of Trenton, traffic one-way streets as it applies to Pritchard Street.
No, I'm sorry, go ahead, sir.
I'm sorry. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Second.
It's been moved and second. I'll call the roll. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 23-064, ordinance amending and supplementing Trenton City Code, Section 2-6, Departments. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
So moved and second, I'll call the roll. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. And ordinance 23-65, ordinance authorizing the lease of city-owned property located at 205 East Front Street in the city of Trenton, County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, known as Mill Hill Playhouse, pursuant to NJSA 48:12-14C, to the Passage Theater. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, I want to ask for a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 23-66, ordinance establishing the goals of the City of Trenton Waterworks Smart Meter Project, ratepayer benefits, and the penalties for non-compliance. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved. Second. Council President, I have a question. I'd like to have Mr. Semple come up and reiterate about the privacy matter regarding these smart meters, because there's still some chatter in the public that they will violate the public's sense of privacy.
Good evening, Council President,
Good evening, sir.
Council members. Sean Semple, Director of Trenton Water and Sewer. The Neptune meter. Neptune has been around for more than 120 years. There is a lead-free, and it has no effect on anyone's home. It's not connected to your Wi-Fi or anything of that sort. It's just a scanning device that will pass and scan the meter. It's no different from what Google does, pass and scans every one house. I mean, just that they don't have to get the permissions. So it has no effect on inside or people devices or anything because it's not connected in any way.
So it won't record conversations or tell you anybody what you're watching on Amazon Prime?
No, not at all. One benefit that I'm learning from this, and it will benefit mostly senior citizens, there's a module on this thing that a lot of senior citizens have leaks in their houses. So it will help detect some of these leaks once I purchase this additional module to add. So it will benefit to the mostly senior citizens who have water running in their house and they don't know about it. It's supposed to pick up that kind of thing.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay.
Any other discussion? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask, roll call, correct?
Correct.
I apologize. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to ordinance 23-68, ordinance amending Canal Banks redevelopment area plan pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law at NJSA 40A:12A-1, etc. Are there any members of the public who wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Moved it. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettler.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance 23-69. Ordinance amending the salary ranges for mayor, business administrator, chief of staff, department directors, director of housing and economic development, court director, and part-time municipal judges. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, that was moved by?
Gonzalez.
Thank you. And second?
Williams?
Thank you. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettler.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 23-70. Ordinance adopting a proposed new land development ordinance pursuant to NJSA 40:55D1, etc. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano. Councilwoman Figueroa Gettler.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 23-71. Ordinance adopting the Donnelly Homes redevelopment area plan pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law at NJSA 40A:12A-1, etc. Are there any members of the public that wish to speak to this ordinance at this time? Seeing none, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve.
So
Second.
I'm sorry, it's moved by?
Figueroa Gettler.
Thank you. Second?
Edwards.
Edwards? Thank you. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettler.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to resolutions. Madam President, are there any resolutions that wish to be pulled from a consent agenda?
Council, do you have any resolutions that you want pulled
I would like to have,
or discussed?
okay, give me 1 second now. I would like to have 23-562 pulled, as we only heard the presentation tonight, and I'd like to have to our next meeting week to research this further.
So we are putting that and tabling it to next
Tabling it, yes, ma'am.
So would that be the only resolution being pulled, is 23-562?
It's being tabled.
Table to the next meeting.
Right, we can get to that resolution.
The city-
Take that motion to table, or do you want to take that motion, should I be taking that motion to table now?
It's up to the city, but there's no attorney here. So,
Okay.
but I will ask.
Are you making a motion?
Yes, sir.
Motion to pull the
Motion to
table?
table it, yeah.
Okay. That's a motion, is there a second? Second by the Vice President. I'll call the roll. Councilwoman Edwards?
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano?
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettler?
Madam President?
Madam Council.
Mr. Garcia, we're tabling this till what date? Just so we're clear on the record.
I did not hear a date specified.
January 2nd?
January 2nd.
For the 4th, actually.
Oh, it's going to be a double meeting on the 4th?
Just for clarification, just in case we have that discussion. So.
Okay.
How about to the next, how about to the next public meeting?
Public meeting, yeah.
Would that work?
Oh, it's okay, next public. Okay, I didn't know that was something that wasn't happening for sure. Okay. I guess the next public meeting certified, sir.
Okay. With that motion being clarified, Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee?
Yes.
Motion carried. I will then ask for a motion to approve consent agenda for remaining resolutions, although, and I'll defer to the solicitor as I understand it, I do have one that needs to be read into the record, is that correct? Ed? Is that do I need to read this resolution into the record along with the rest of the consent agenda prior to the motion of consent agenda?
When we conclude the consent agenda, we need to
Read this one to
read
the record.
that and do a roll call.
Understood. In that case, I'll ask for a motion to approve consent agenda for remaining resolutions.
1 second, Madam President. Madam President,
Vice President.
I have questions about 23561. We could put that, pull that. I mean, I just have questions.
Just
I
have
don't
questions
know
on
if
it. We're just not putting that on consent agenda, we'll have a discussion.
All right, with the exceptions of 23561, 23562. Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve.
Are there any others?
23525 and 23526.
For discussion?
For discussion, yes, roll call vote.
Okay. Any others for discussion?
Madam President,
Madam Edwards.
I'm not entirely in favor of doing a consent agenda at the moment. As this is a joint meeting, I would like to have the time to at least look this over and ask questions as needed, instead of, writing things a bit tonight.
Is the governing body in agreement? We want to go through them item by item as opposed to the consent agenda.
Or at least do the items that we have questions on first, get through those, and then roll through the rest of them on the consent agenda, because I think it's a lot to go through right now, and I can't work that.
Okay, so let's,
Shall we go through
how about we go through?
each resolution?
Yeah, let's read them out.
Very well. We'll go through each resolution, no worries. Moving to Resolution 23-560, resolution approving the year 2024 schedule of meetings of the City of Trenton City Council, ABC Board, and Board of Health of the City of Trenton.
Questions? Consent.
And I believe we're in a combined meeting, so with that item, are we creating a consent agenda then to vote on, or will we be voting on those as we move along?
Why don't we just go through each one?
Go through each one, go for a vote? Thank you.
Yes.
So, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve Resolution 23-560?
May I have a motion to approve?
Second.
So moved and second, I'll call the roll. Councilwoman Edwards?
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano?
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes?
And Council President Frisbee?
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-577. Resolution authorizing the City Council of the City of Trenton to hold an executive session which excludes, that's executive session resolution, which excludes to hold executive session which excludes the public.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes?
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-516, resolution authorizing the appropriation of $100,000 from funds allocated to the City of Trenton under the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 to the Orchid House Cafe through the city's Small Business Fund.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Councilwoman Edwards?
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano?
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Pettenberg?
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez?
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams?
Yes.
Council President Frisbee?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Love your pancakes.
So,
Resolution.
sorry, before we go to the next resolution, Mr. Pelosi, in looking at the next one,
Do we vote on this now, or do we hold off?
so we're going to hold off on 23-589 until we come out of executive session.
Okay, understood. Moving on to Resolution 23-525, resolution of the City Council of the City of Trenton in support of a Class 1, oh, I'm sorry, this resolution is pulled, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to Resolution 23-526.
That wasn't pulled.
Same thing as-
I'm sorry, that wasn't pulled.
That was pulled from the
That was-
consent agenda.
That was for discussion.
But that's for discussion,
Yeah, that
correct?
was-
So
yes.
are they both for discussion then? 525, as I
The only
understood.
one that was tabled, 62,
562.
correct.
Resolution 23-525, resolution of the City Council of the City of Trenton in support of the Class 1 cannabis cultivator application of Victoria's Gardens LLC.
May I have a motion for discussion?
Yeah, if you have a motion and a
Yeah.
second, discussion can
First.
continue.
Discussion.
So that's a motion and a second I hear. It was moved by the Council President, correct?
I'm asking for a motion.
Second.
So, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Motion second.
Now we can have
Discussion.
discussion. Councilman Williams? Your mic? Your microphone?
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
It's like
you.
being on the virtual phone. So I just wanted to say, after the presentation, we did get information. We actually got 2 sets of packets that were not presented originally. And I think that's endemic about why we need to have more time from a presentation to gather more information. Also, visit the site where it's going to be, gather opinion on things. So going forward, I really hope the administration would try to make sure that this is the case. But in the case of Victoria's Gardens, they did come back with a lot more information and financial information, which I thought our questions were very fair, to make sure that when we get an approved application, that it's a viable business, and that the folks that are running it, or going to hopefully run it, have a great, fair chance for success. And I would like to just extend my comment a little further. I'd like us to get more information on how the CAC actually operates and their decision-making and their makeup, because going forward, we're getting more and more of these applications. And as someone, as a lot of us are, have good business acumen, I'd like to make sure that the applicants are treated fairly and that they're placed in a space that they'll be successful if we approve them. I don't want to see somebody lose their life savings and lose their hopes and their dreams of building such a business. And as I would say, we need it to be successful, but I want us to be fair to these applicants when they come before us. So that's what I want to say. I'm really thankful to Victoria's Gardens that this information was produced, was most helpful, and I'll just leave it at that, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Anyone else?
Certainly. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-526, resolution of the City Council of the City of Trenton in support of a Class 1 cannabis cultivator and Class 2 cannabis manufacturer application of Greenway Systems LLC.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-562.
No, that's tabled.
That's been tabled. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Resolution 23-578, resolution authorizing the City of Trenton, and I believe this matter will be discussed in executive session.
Correct.
Thank you. Resolution 23-558, resolution authorizing the contract through a fair and open process in accordance with NJSA 19:44A20.4-7 to Recovery Advocates of America to provide opioid and overdose mapping response team services for a period of 1 year in an amount not to exceed $224,957.24, RFP 2023-23.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Madam President,
Now, Councilwoman Edwards. Williams.
that's okay, other end of the alphabet. I just want to say thank you to the director and the police department for putting forth this grant, because this is something that's very important in our city, particularly now, because epidemic opioids has not gone away and other issues, so I'm just really glad to see this come across, and I'm proud that our council will be able to make it happen.
That's right. Mr. Garcia?
Certainly. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-587, resolution authorizing contract to Axon Enterprise Inc. for the purchase of annual maintenance for body-worn cameras and investigative portal to be utilized by the Criminal Investigation Bureau through New Jersey State Contract T-0106-17 Fleet 00738 in an amount not to exceed $571,683.60. This is a one-time purchase.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
We're good. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-561, resolution authorizing the cancellation of various expired grant balances from federal and state governments with reserve balances of $4,017,449.38 and the receivable balances of $3,927,204.32.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. Madam President?
Yes, ma'am.
So, in the very beginning, when we came on council and we had the audit report that we had gotten, with the audit findings that were reflected to the administration, one of them that caught my eye was the ones about the grants and everything. It's concerning that we're here to this point. To me, no one likes to give money back. We shouldn't have to cancel money, we shouldn't have to give money back. We ask for the money, we should utilize the funds for what they're used for. And just in looking through, the childhood-led grant award monies were there, drug enforcement, municipal alliance awards, the category Safe Streets monies. We need to do, I'm hopeful that as you move forward, as the administration moves forward, we do a better job in administering the grants. And I don't know if you recall, I've asked several times about the possibility of a grants administrator. While I understand that we were told that the directors oversee the grants and everything, but then who's overseeing them to make sure that deadlines are met, these monies are being allocated? Just the fact that we're canceling monies we never used. To me, things like that should not happen if we have proper oversight. And that wasn't any slight against the directors. I asked the administration about a grants administrator that would be overseeing the grants to see what was going on, to make sure that you all were okay in what was going on.
Madam President and Council, good evening. Adam Cruz, Business Administrator. Madam President, before I get to the Vice President's question, I believe she needs to hear from at least one department, which is the department that receives the most grants for the city, which is the Police Department, so that she can understand how is it that we got here. It has nothing to do with the grant administrator. It is actually what is being done in the department with the funding. And so, being that the police department is the biggest chunk of the recipients in the city, I would like for the director at least to address this so that you can understand where we're coming from with this, and then I can follow up with any additional questions from that point on.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Steve Wilson, Police Director. So when you see on here the Homicide Task Force grant and this and that, those are actually our reimbursement for our overtime. So it's not actually a grant, but at the end of the year, we're closing out our year, Homicide Task Force will reimburse the city for the overtime paid to the officers and detectives assigned to the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office. It also works that way with our other task force officers that are assigned to the state police, that are assigned to the ATF. These grants are reimbursed at the end of the year to subsidize our overtime expenditures. So that money will come back to the city.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions?
So, Madam President.
All right.
Madam, I'm sorry, sir. Councilwoman Edwards.
Okay. So,
Councilwoman Edwards, did you have a question?
Yes, but Mr. Cruz wanted to say something first.
if you can pick up a little bit closer.
I said yes, but you wanted to say something first.
Yes, so I wanted for him to address the concern of the Vice President, because I think when it comes, as I mentioned, to the police department, it's actually refund, not necessarily money that we're receiving. We're eligible for up to, but not necessarily that we get the money and now we're letting it go. One of the things that we're doing differently, and as you all know, we have operating budgets for the city when you adopt the budget. And then these are caveat money that the government puts out for the city to provide additional services to the city. It was a difficult time during the 2020, 2021, 2022, during COVID to actually perform some of these duties. Some of these grants actually go back to 2011, I believe. 2022, 21, 2019, 21, 18, 21, 21, 21, 16, 11, 20, 22, and 21. So it's been a little difficult with COVID, with us having to deal with different issues to provide certain services after the departments apply. Sometimes I feel like when departments apply for some of these grants, they're applying to almost like get, like when you're in elementary school and you get a little star on your forehead and say, you know, you did great today, so you get a star on your forehead. And some of these departments sometimes are applying for grants that they know they don't have the capacity to provide the services, and we get the award and then we cannot provide a service. So I would the conversation we're having with the directors are, if you don't have the personnel and you don't have the time, don't apply for it. Allow for other municipalities actually to provide it, and then we don't look bad in the end because we have to not give the money back, but we're just giving away the right to use that money. Exactly. So that is actually something that we are instituting actually in the beginning of this year, so that this doesn't happen again. Yes, you will see some more coming in the future, because this is just a swath at many grants that are actually still on the books that we need to clean up. But as you mentioned earlier, the auditor made the recommendation that we need to start clearing these off the books, and this is actually one of several cleanups that we have to do.
One second, real quick, Madam President. Thank you for that, DA Cruz and Director Wilson. To that point though, and I'm glad that now we recognize, right, the gold star theory, we're gonna put that out the window. Do you have the directors go for grants writing training or development training or anything like that, since it would fall on them? Like, and I understand what you're saying about them saying, well, let's go for this, but no, let's not go for this, because again, at the end, it ends up being a finding against us, and we're not making good use of what we can outside of the funds that are reimbursed. I understand that. I've done initiative grants and audited them when they have special initiatives like click it, ticket, and all that kind of stuff. So I understand how that works. But are you going to offer some kind of training for grant writing and things like that with management for your directors?
That is actually something that we have been discussing actually with the Chief of Staff in this coming year. There's going to be a series of trainings that will also include procurement, because yes, we are doing the job, but we need some fine tuning, and we have identified areas that we need some assistance in actually having the director and their designees actually to do it. Most of the grants actually allow for the person administering the grant to actually attend trainings. Sometimes they're in New Jersey, sometimes they're in California, and so yes, we allow them. If the health department is actually one of those departments that actually some grants require that they go to some of these trainings, especially the homelessness grants that we get. We actually send the person, and she goes actually around the country once a year, twice a year to these conferences to make sure that we are getting trained. But yes, we are going to be doing some in-house training for grants as well.
Thank you. You answered some of the questions, but I wanted to get more specific. You did mention that sometimes we don't use all of our funding that we get because we may not have needed it, but you also mentioned that COVID did set us back and that some things weren't able to be implemented. Is that the lead? Is that why we're seeing the lead reward and the childhood lead program awards? These balances are pretty much, some of them are exactly the same as the amount that we got, so they were never used. So is it a matter of implementing them?
So when it comes to the lead grants, we get federal grants for lead as well as state grants for lead. And it's, we are performing the services. There is a lot of lead cases that are still ongoing in the city that need to be investigated. And giving away some of the, giving the ability to spend the money doesn't necessarily mean that the services are not being provided. We are doing it. It's just that we get millions of dollars in lead money that we don't have the capacity to spend all of the money, but it's a continuous program, 5, sometimes 7 days a week.
Okay, and some of the things...
when it comes to lead, the city does not use city funding for that. It's all grant money.
Yeah, I see. And back to the police department, there are, let's see, I circled some of them. the coronavirus emergency supplies, that's actually almost the same amount as what we got. And then under various other departments like Public Works, there's a pedestrian safety improvement project for $190,000, and our balance is still the same. Now that's something that we definitely could have used. Is there a reason why we weren't able to? It's on the second to last page under Public Works.
Yeah, but I don't have an answer for that, and the director is not here.
And then there's a 16 Southwest Village 2 restitution. It says / incomplete award. The balance is exactly the same. And I just have to say I'm concerned about us being able to implement these programs once we receive the monies from the grants that we're awarded, and to visit and reiterate what Council Vice President Feliciano said. I think that you're right on track, she's right on track with having these trainings to not only be able to write the grants and be able to get these awarded, but to implement them once we get it and in a timely manner. So if that position is something that we can open up, create, or whatever we need to do, I think we need to do it because we can't afford to lose money. Thank you.
Madam President?
Madam Vice President.
One more thing. Also in the trainings and stuff, I don't know if any of these grants will allow for reallocation of funds, right? Just because it's designated, right? Whether it's discretionary or entitlement funding, whether you have to use it solely for this one thing. Hopefully in the trainings, just in finding out through the education piece, if you can't use it for one way, maybe you could contact the agency and see about reallocation and just write in for another use of funds. But again, for some of these, outside of anything reimbursable, for us to not have done this is concerning. And then for it to be, repetitive findings, I'm just looking forward to the finding going away altogether, that we get it together, that the grants are run right, done right, and overseen to the best that we can give it. Thank you.
Yes, and to that point, Madam President, some of the grants, as the Council Vice President, my apologies, mentioned, some of them are very specific to a very specific task. However, others can be, and one of those is actually CDBG. CDBG is actually, as long as you can rewrite it, they're a little bit more lenient and allows us to actually be able to move it to other services, but others are very specific to those purposes, and once you apply for it, you cannot actually apply for the change. Yes.
Council President?
Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you. So, Mr. Cruz, my question specifically, I want to follow up my colleagues, regarding the lead program and all the money that's there. And that's a lot of money. I know it mentioned that we didn't have capacity to use all of it, but it would have been such a large problem, particularly in my ward, the North Ward. It's disappointing to see that we couldn't find capacity or ways to use that money, particularly when we have good nonprofits like East Trenton Collaborative doing so much work on this. So I'm wondering why wasn't more capacity found, and then how do we change this particular situation with lead in the future?
Okay, so...
and I don't expect you to know every part of the program, but it just seems flabbergasting.
Yeah, so Madam President, when it comes to awards that are actually given to the city, it's not easy to just turn it over to a nonprofit in the city. Some funding that we do get from the county, and I believe that we may have one today, if I'm not mistaken. When we do the homelessness, to deal with homelessness, we actually get an amount of money and then we can give it to the nonprofits. So yes, we can do that with some, but not others. So unfortunately, we just have to, go with what the requirement of the grant is.
Could that money have been used through our own health department or Trenton health teams.
Well, it all depends on what money it is that you're
Childhood Lead Award, the HUD-led grant, the SMJ DCA Municipal Lead Abatement Program, and then on the first page, it was fiscal year 21 Childhood Lead Award, of which there looks like, there was a good enough amount of money to at least, I don't know, maybe hire some additional employees even on contract to do testing. So I'm just wondering, in the future, I mean, we can't change what happened in the past.
Yeah.
But going forward, I would very much like to see, particularly for my ward and the rest of the city, ways to be found. There's got to be ways to skin the cat to use this money before we have to surrender it.
Yeah, so if you go to page 1, if we start from page 1, on the right-hand side, it says grant to the program title. Strengthening, says something, fiscal year strengthening, not sure what that award is, 141,000. Of the 141,000, what's receivable is 52, that is what's left, the money that we receive. So it's not all the time that all of the money that we receive is not used. Sometimes the program that we run is actually,
we sell certificates pursuant to the In Rem Foreclosure Act.
May I have a motion to approve?
Second?
I'm sorry, who was the second?
Williams?
Thank you. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 566. Resolution authorizing assignment of 26 tax sale certificates totaling $434,566.11 pursuant to NJSA 54:5-133.
I have a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Move on to Resolution 23-590. Resolution making temporary current fund budget appropriations prior to the final adoption of calendar year 2024 municipal budget of the City of Trenton, New Jersey, in an amount of $54,631,329.
I have a motion to approve.
Second?
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-591. Resolution making temporary utility fund budget appropriations prior to the final adoption of calendar year 2024 utility budget of the City of Trenton, New Jersey, in a total amount of $13,905,000.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-567. Resolution designating Prism Properties LLC as redeveloper of certain property commonly known as 227, 229, and 231 North Broad Street, located within Canal Banks redevelopment area, and approving the purchase and sale and redevelopment agreement for the property and authorizing the execution of said agreement.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano. Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-568. Resolution authorizing the acceptance and execution of contract with Delaware Valley Regional Planning Commission to enable the city to receive grant funds in an amount of $14,000 to participate in development and utilization of a region-wide transportation geographic systems GIS program, no match required.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-574, resolution approving the redevelopment agreement and purchase and sale agreement between the City of Trenton and North Clinton Gardens LLC for the purchase and redevelopment of certain city-owned properties commonly known as 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, and 84 North Clinton Avenue, 1 BEF Monmouth Place, and 23, 125, 127, 131, and 135 Monmouth Street, authorizing the execution of said agreements.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Council President.
Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you, ma'am. So I understand that the redeveloper is offering to purchase the properties for a total of $300,000. So I just would like to have clarification from Mr. Beach about how that total purchase price came about.
Good evening, Council. Jim Beach, Acting Director of AGD. The property originally went out to bid, I think it was back in February of this year, and they were the only bidder on the property. The original price that they offered was much higher, but then there was a fire in the mayor's mansion, which caused significant damage to the property. As a result of that, then my predecessor negotiated with the buyer, and they arrived at that price of $300,000.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Garcia, sorry, I messed you up.
Councilwoman Edwards. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-575 has been pulled by the administration. Moving to Resolution 23-576. Resolution authorizing the appropriation of $300,000 from funds allocated to the City of Trenton under the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 for administrative and audits expenses related to management and oversight of the city's ARPA 21 program.
Madam President.
May I have a motion to approve? Then we're gonna have discussion.
Second.
Now we have
Sorry, that was moved by?
Williams.
Thank you.
Gonzalez.
Thank you.
And Councilwoman Edwards now, discussion.
I had a question about the one before this. We kind of skirted past why it was pulled from the administration 575. I would like an explanation of 576 though, and what this audit will entail. But I would like to know about 575, the resolution for Kingsbury to apply to HMFA for a loan for the redevelopment, why this was pulled.
It was a combination of not only applying for a loan, Councilwoman, but it was also a resolution to grant them a pilot agreement.
Yeah.
And upon reflection and further discussion with members of DCA, which we only spoke to them this past Tuesday, there was a feeling that we were rushing into it, and we wanted to reflect more on it and have further discussion with the developer on what the terms of a pilot would be. I think everybody is optimistic that we're going to come to terms with them on a pilot, but rather than rush into this at the cost of the city down the road, we thought prudence would be better served.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And you had a question about 576?
Yes. Can you elaborate on the detils of this audit?
The audit is just the single item audit that has to be done every year on the ARP expenditures. That's a relatively small amount of the total, and the other amount is the salary expenses for the administrator, who for the record is myself, for the past 2.5 years since the inception of my employment with the city.
So out of $300,000, the cost would be to reimburse the administrator and pay for ongoing services, and also to perform the audit itself.
That's correct.
And the audit is to determine whether we've been allocating these funds in a legal process and making sure that they were received by the right people and that they're spending it in the way that they're supposed to?
Correct. The auditors have come to us and they want to see the records of what has been submitted by the sub-recipients, and make sure that all our paperwork is lined up. And to your point, that the outgoing money also lines up.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mr. Garcia.
Certainly. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-592, resolution of need and support of the Trenton Housing Authority or affiliated organization funding application to the New Jersey Housing and Mortgage Finance Agency for the Junior 1 multifamily housing project.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Clerk Garcia, there's just a misspelled word in 592. On
In
housing.
592.
Housing.
So it is. Okay. I have housing spelled twice correctly. Is it within the resolution?
It's on,
It's in the title, or is it on your copy?
on the document.
Okay, thank you. Resolution 23-569. Resolution authorizing the City of Trenton to accept the option to extend a shared services agreement with the County of Mercer through Mercer County Office on Aging, 2021 Older American Act Social Services Block Grant for the socialization and recreation of 4 senior centers for the City of Trenton's senior population.
Now a motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-570. Resolution accepting a bid and awarding contract to Carroll Group, Inc. for the demolition of various structures under the Community Development Block Grant CDBG program for the Department of Recreation, Natural Resources, and Culture for a period of 1 year from date of award in an amount not to exceed $729,315. Bid 2023-69.
I have a motion to approve.
So, second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleman.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Madam President?
Councilwoman Edwards.
While I'm looking at the addresses on here, I'm wondering, because recently a house fell down on, I think, Sweets Avenue. So I was wondering if the administration can speak to whether that's on this list or in the upcoming near future.
Yes, Councilwoman. The house that fell down, I think it was even yesterday, it was 99 Suites. That was not on the list. So that's, the CDBG list is a separate list of properties on that road.
Okay, so, but that would be like on an emergency list or something?
The one that fell down yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's already done. Actually, I got a picture before this meeting that It's been removed and the ground's been filled in, so it's
Oh, that's all done?
It's gone.
Oh, okay, you guys move fast, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Garcia.
Yes. 1 second, I apologize. And this is resolution, I'm sorry, we're
23,580.
Sorry?
23,580.
580, thank you. Resolution, excuse me. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards? Or are we, I'm sorry, we're at 580.
Roll call already.
I apologize, that was discussion.
Yes.
Resolution 23,580, resolution authorizing a contract for the purchase and installation of scoreboards for various parks in the city of Trenton, awarded to Nevco, P.O. Box 74758, Chicago, Illinois, 60694, 4758, in conjunction with Sourcewell contract number 030223-NBC, formerly National Power Alliance, NJPA, in an amount not to exceed $115,661.48. Sir.
So moved?
No, move.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Please.
Madam President, just to clear up the record here, Mr. Cruz has informed me that 570, 580, 581, 582, 583, 584, and 585 have been pulled by administration.
570 that we just voted on.
Correct.
Yeah. 580. And would you read the list again, please?
I'm sorry, that was 570, 580, 581, 582, 583, 584, 585. On down, we are at 23-586.
570 is the demolition one?
Correct.
Do we have a reason why all those were pulled? Mr. Cruz?
Would you like me to address it, Madam President?
I'm just curious as to why those were pulled, especially parks.
So, Madam President, Adam Cruz, Business Administrator. The reason why we pulled these is because they were going to be funded by an allocation from the ARP funding of $3.5 million. And we're actually going back to the drawing board and recalculating the numbers to reallocate perhaps a new amount. And so that's why these cannot continue to exist without the funding source.
Are we anticipating that these will be on the 1st of January, that we'll have these represented?
Most likely, some of them will make it back to the docket, yes.
Okay, especially our playgrounds.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, Mr. Garcia, that leaves us at 23-586.
Correct.
Okay.
Resolution 23-586, resolution awarding contract through a fair and open process in accordance with NJSA 19:44A20.4 et sec. to French and Perello Associates for professional services for complete and green street planning, placemaking, design, engineering, and construction of MLK Boulevard between Pennington Avenue and Calhoun Street and Brunswick Avenue in an amount not to exceed $517,716.99 for a period of 1 year from date of award, RFP 2023-19.
I have a motion to approve.
Second?
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg. Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-571. Resolution authorizing the reduction of sewer charges from $970.02 at 626 Liberty Street, account 618-1143-304, due to non-entry of water into the sewer service.
May I have a motion to approve?
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano. Yes. Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Motion carried.
Council President,
Yes, Councilwoman, Vice President.
I just, real quick, so we did mean to pull 23,570, the one for the demolition, out of the CDBG funds?
As per the administration, after we voted on it.
Right, I called the record with the playground stuff, but I'm just making sure that 23,570 also? Mr. Cruz?
He's looking.
That's cool. That's what's up.
Madam President, the Vice President is correct. I do, however, have a note next to mine that says to be pulled, but you are correct, it's CDBG funding. I would ask for the council to reconsider that vote for 570 and make another motion to bring it back, to vote on it again. Should there be a need to table it at the next council meeting, if there was an error, then we can make that request then to then go ahead and, would that be correct?
So is that a motion to reconsider?
Madam President, based upon my conversation with Mr. Cruz, apparently item 23-570 was pulled from the agenda. Mr. Cruz is asking for a motion to restore it to the agenda and to take a vote on it this evening. So that would be the motion to restore 23-570 resolution to the agenda and to take a vote on it. First would be to restore it, the second would be to vote on it on the merits.
So my question is, we've already voted on it.
So do we have to?
While, prior to you saying that it needed to be pulled. No, it was voted on. That's what I'm saying, we voted on it, that's why I'm questioning.
There has to be a motion to restore it because it was voted to be pulled.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, it was voted on first.
Right.
The council actually had voted on the resolution prior to you might knowing it was pulled.
Right.
So does that vote stand?
Okay. So there was a vote taken to approve it on the merits.
And I was informed that it was pulled.
It was subsequently, or I should say Mr. Cruz advised that it had been pulled.
Correct.
So nothing had been done.
Nothing happened though.
Since
Right.
No. Okay.
Exactly.
So the motion will be to rescind the original vote on 23-570
and
because it was pulled, to restore it to the agenda and to vote on it on the merits. And that should cover every eventuality.
And vote on the merits. Got it. Okay, Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to rescind the council's vote on 23-570, restore that item back to the agenda, and vote on its merits at this time. Is there a motion to?
I have a motion to rescind, restore, and then vote on 23-570.
Yes.
Second.
Moved by the Vice President, second by Figueroa Kettenberg. Thank you very much. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg. And Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Now for a vote on that resolution, once again, on its merits. As for a motion,
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
thank you. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. All right. Moving on to Resolution 23-572. Resolution accepting a bid and awarding a contract to Calgon Carbon Corporation for the furnishing and delivery of powder activated carbon for the Trenton Water Filtration Plant for a period of 1 year from date of award, with an option to extend 1 additional year in an amount not to exceed $803,400. Bid 2023-70.
May I have a motion to approve?
Yes. Some food.
Second.
Thank you.
Noted. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
And Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution 23-573. Resolution accepting a bid and awarding a contract to Ferguson Waterworks for the furnishing and delivery of Muller curb boxes, foot pieces, and rods for the Department of Water and Sewer, Trenton Waterworks, for a period of 191. That's what it looks like, huh?
It's supposed to be in parentheses instead of a number.
Oh, got it. For a period of 1 year from date of award in an amount not to exceed $70,899.65. Bid 2023-57.
May I have a motion with the correction of that 91 in there?
So, yeah, but Madam President, the resolution does not reflect that typo. It is only on the body of the agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Cruz.
So moved.
Second.
Noted. Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. All right. Resolution 23-588, resolution authorizing a contract to Timmerman Equipment Company for the purchase of 2 Elgin Pelican Street sweepers awarded through the Educational Services Commission Cooperative Pricing System, ESCNJ 2324-04, for the Department of Public Works Division of Streets in an amount not to exceed $685,836.46.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettleberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
I happily vote yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Madam President.
Madam,
Councilwoman
Hi,
Edwards.
thank you. Madam President, I just wanted to put it on the record that thanks to the funding from DCA for the additional $8.9 million is how we are able to actually acquire these sweepers.
Much needed sweepers.
Yes, so thank you.
Thank you. Madam President, I just had a very quick question.
Yes.
How many street sweepers does this bring us up to?
3.5.
Thank you.
All right.
Almost have one for each one.
That would be a fabulous idea, Councilwoman. I like that.
Well, it's evidence out there.
Mr. Garcia.
And yes. Ready. Also, Council President, I understand we have some walk-ons as well. We have a walk-on which will be designated as, I believe, Resolution 23593. And as I understand it from the solicitor, the resolution has to be read into the record. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and read that resolution into the record. A resolution approving an extension of the MOU between the City of Trenton and Division of Local Government Services. Whereas the Director of Division of Local Government Services has determined it necessary to extend the terms and conditions of the 2022 Memorandum of Understanding between the between the partner through 2024 or until a successor document is executed. Now it is therefore resolved by the City Council of the City of Trenton that the aforesaid extension of the MOU be and hereby is approved, and it is further resolved that this resolution shall take effect pursuant to law. And Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve Resolution 23-593.
I have a motion to approve, please.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. We have next resolution 23-594, and this is the DCA's walk-on resolution for the MOU. And I think I gave up my copy. Hold on one second.
For the MOU?
Yes.
So this is 500.
You got it.
Do you want
I don't think I can buy
Thank you.
I don't have 500.
Notice of extension memorandum of understanding, City of Trenton. Yeah, go ahead.
Madam President, what the clerk is referring to is a notice of extension document that's more, it comes from the DCA, and they're looking for the signatures of the mayor and the council president, et cetera. This is essentially what we just approved by the resolution. The clerk just read into the record, so this doesn't require a separate.
So this is not required? Okay. I was informed this was a walk-on, no problem. Understood. So, Madam President, it appears you have approved that item, and we can move on to ordinances for first reading.
Let's proceed, please.
Certainly. Ordinance 23-67, an ordinance amending and supplementing the Trenton City Code to regulate the use of fireworks within the city of Trenton. And Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve that resolution?
I have a motion to approve.
I mean that ordinance, sorry.
So moved. Second. Madam President?
Madam Vice President.
When last we met about this, there was a question about the times. So I would like to propose an amendment, if my colleagues, all of you are in agreement with it, that we would put the time there to say from Sunday to Thursday, 10 p.m., and then Friday and Saturday, midnight. Unless someone else has other suggestions, that's fine, but we were up in the air the last time about a time, so I'd like to propose that to discuss.
Council President, I'd just like to say, based on feedback I've gotten from my constituents, I would support that measure and have the 10 o'clock.
Council President?
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Can I just, is it going to also have exceptions on holidays? So if a holiday falls on Sunday through Thursday, will we extend that time to the midnight?
We can, because we did talk about that, so then we could also amend it to include, to say,
Exception.
exception
Of an actual
on a holiday,
right.
it would be 12 midnight.
Friday, Saturday, and holiday.
And holiday.
Right, yes, Friday, Saturday, and holidays, midnight.
May I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Traditionally recognized holidays. So like Arbor Day, we don't have somebody going to, 2 o'clock in the morning.
The holidays we adopted.
Find some holidays.
Holidays,
That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Fridays, Saturdays, and recognized holidays, midnight.
Exactly.
The holidays adopted by the city.
State.
Did it say that in English?
It's a state recognized holiday.
Like a state, yeah, like or national recognized.
State recognized.
Or federal, yeah.
The holidays that the city recognized, we did that, when was that, earlier this month?
I apologize to the council, Madam President. I believe Mr. Kaloji has something he needs to say.
So next,
It's really a legal issue, so I would just, I'll put on the record the legal issue, and I would just ask that these be put on the agenda for the first meeting.
Mr. Kaloji, should my colleague, Ms. Feliciano, should she rewrite the ordinance to include these amendments and just have it for January?
For the amendment?
Yes, sir. And just have a new ordinance to do that? To accept the amendments? Okay. Okay, so you don't need to add an amendment tonight, thank you.
No.
I appreciate that, sir.
I'm sorry, a little legal technicality. You cannot introduce an ordinance in 1 year and adopt it in the next year. And because we have no further meetings in the month of December, that's what we would be doing here. So all of these items are going to have to be essentially put off and introduced at the first meeting in January. And the amendments that have been proposed for the fireworks ordinance will be incorporated into the version that is put on for the January meeting. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
On your call, Madam President.
Let's proceed.
Certainly, Madam President, we've arrived at the point of civic comment with the agenda at this time. We've had public comments, so we're at civic comment.
Colleagues, if anyone has any civic comments, you want to wish everybody happy holidays and all that wonderful stuff. Now is your time.
Madam President.
Vice President.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out and for being with us on this evening. I bid you all a wonderful holiday season. Enjoy, rest, relax, take in family, friends, take in some time for yourself. And we'll see you in the new year. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, all that good stuff. And God bless you. Thank you.
Council President.
Councilman Williams.
Thank you. I just have a couple of things I just want to say. First off, I want to say congratulations to Orchid House on tonight, and wish you all well. You're doing a lot of great work in our community and helping our community build back. I also want to thank the City of Trenton, all their departments that responded to the house collapse. It happened early in the morning, and with all the rain that occurred. And I just really appreciate that, because that's, something like that could be really tragic. Fortunately, no one was living in that abandoned property. I also want to thank Department of Community Affairs for quickly approving the appropriation to have that demolition occur. It was very, very important. I was out at the site that morning, and it was pretty ugly. But one of the things we do need to look going forward, as I know a lot of folks have already seen that area, there have been a number of houses already torn down in the past. We still unfortunately have some that we probably really need to look at across the street from where this collapse happened. Certainly some boarding up. I requested boarding up of some of the properties. And just to make sure that we fully secure that neighborhood, because that is a neighborhood hopefully that in the coming years we'll be building back with new homeowners from Trenton, taking over properties. And just want to also close with, earlier this year, roughly almost 12 months ago, 4 of us up here were able to take office, including Mr. Harrison, who couldn't be with us because he's not feeling well. And it was just an amazing time. We came up on board when we still had plexiglass on the dais blocking them off from everybody. It was quite weird. It was like being in a zoo exhibit. But that's what it felt like at first. I'm not gonna lie, it did. But it was really a super experience this past year, trying to come together as a council. A lot of us didn't know each other and necessarily well in the beginning, but we really came together as a team, I believe, and made a lot of good things happen for our city. It's really a wonderful thing to go work with the different departments and the directors in a positive direction. And as we end this year, we had 3 more members come on board, 3 at-large councilwomen in February, and we've all, I think, made a great impact on our city, and I hope everyone sees that and the power of working together. It's so darn important, but particularly for our city that we love. So Thank you so much for coming tonight, particularly a week before Christmas. It's not always an easy thing to do, but your presence is always welcome. And please keep the positivity going forward. And I hope to see you again in 2024. And thank you to my colleagues for making this such an amazing year. Appreciate that.
I'm just going to be really quickly. I just want to say thank you everyone who are here still. Also, congratulations to those who were awarded the resolutions for the cannabis. We're looking forward to the industry being productive and growing here in the city of Trenton. Also, I just want to shout out a phenomenal woman whose last day was today. She's retiring after 52 years, Ms. Sharon Brady from Trenton Central High School. And if anyone knows her and knows the impact that she has made, she is well deserving of all of her accolades. So I just want to shout her out today. Also, the boys and girls basketball team who won. Boys started out with a rocky record so far, but we had our first win today, and the girls are going strong with 3-0. And I just also want to say thank you to everyone who's given so many toys to the city of Trenton for all of our students in needs and those families who have been adopted by other organizations. I just want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We have another one coming up Saturday at the Boys and Girls Club on Center Street. And then we also have another one. I know we have our Kwanzaa event, which is December 27th. So there's a lot of things happening in the city. So we just want to say thank you for continuing to partner with us. And just a reminder that my first town hall will be January 30th, as I mentioned back in October, November. I just didn't have a date. That will be January 30th, happening at the mini police station on Hermitage Avenue. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for being here. Happy holidays to everyone, and see you in the new year.
Good evening, everybody. I'll be really brief. I share my colleagues' sentiments with the holiday season. Also, as Councilwoman Gonzalez said, we had so many toy drives, and so many families got to bring toys home to their families who didn't have them. We were running around, a lot of us, from event to event to event to event, so it was really, really amazing. The outpouring of love. I also had a very successful coat and clothing drive, which was amazing. Families were able to come out of the building with trash bags full of clothes and coats for every one of their family members. So for all who participated in that, thank you. I also want to thank the City of Trenton Public Works for cleaning out Genter Alley, getting Franklin Street paved, and for the demolition of 305 2nd Street. Not many people know, but right after I got it on the demolition list and they were starting to demo it, the next day a body was found in the building. So it is almost completely gone, and there's so many other homes that need to come down, but the city is working. So just continue to be patient as they're coming down. And finally, if you haven't already filed for your anchor rebates, please do so. The deadline is December 29th. Just go on the New Jersey Department of Taxation's website, Anchor, and you can file right online. If you have a pen already, if you're a homeowner, or you can retrieve your pen. If you're a renter, you don't need a pen, you just need your driver's license and social security number. So happy holidays, everybody. Please don't get sick, and take care, and enjoy with your loved ones. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year.
Councilwoman Edwards.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. It's good to see you all here, and some new faces as well. I just want to say congratulations to Orchid House on being awarded the grant this evening. Very well deserved, and I'm looking forward to seeing all that you have in store for your business in the upcoming year. I'm very excited for that area as a whole with the redevelopment, especially of the former church there that's becoming an arts community center. So, and they also own several properties on Hanover Street on that very same block. So I'm glad that collectively at the same time, all these new things are happening. So I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. And congratulations to all of the cannabis businesses that's been approved throughout the year. Echoing the sentiments of Councilwoman Gonzalez, I'm excited for this breaking industry to come into Trenton. I'm excited that we close out this year with the manufacturing and production corporation coming into Trenton and several businesses, dispensary businesses. So we have a diverse market entering into 2024. And though it's going to be some time for all of these businesses to open, we still have something great to look forward to that could bring jobs to our community and revenue to our tax base. So I want to say I appreciate all of you who are taking a chance on opening your business in Trenton. Recapping on 2023, I just want to say it has been an honor and a privilege to serve with all these colleagues of mine on this dais and to serve the people of Trenton. This is often a thankless job, and we get attacked all year long, every day, all day. So I just want to say thank you to all of my colleagues for handling such adversary with grace and style, and keeping the people at the forefront, and constantly being a reminder to each other and ourselves that it's about the people and it's not about ourselves, and that you cannot please everyone. Someone is going to say something. Someone is not going to like a decision that you made, and for that, we do still have some of the hardest jobs in the city, sitting up here on this dais. So I just want to say I appreciate all of you that has extended a welcoming hand, encouragement, advice, support, and just saying thank you. Simply just saying thank you goes a long way. And I pray that 2024, it will continue to be a blessing to Trenton as we continue to make some hard decisions up here, and decisions in the best interest of our community as we drive economic development and housing, and looking for people that can bring jobs and livable wages to our community while we clean up, while we cut back on these trees, while we're demolishing houses. It's a hard job, and I appreciate the work that the directors do. I appreciate the work that the administration does and that the mayor does, and I appreciate being able to work with you all and allowing us grace too as we figured out things throughout the year, the proper protocols and procedures. It wasn't always easy, and I'm sure we asked redundant questions that we probably should have known the answers to. I appreciate your patience and understanding and your endurance, because you also have a thankless job as well. So I appreciate that too. And I'm looking forward to 2024. Thank you, and have a good evening. And happy holidays, everyone.
So I want to just again echo my colleagues congratulating at Anchor House, Orchard House. I'm glad to see both of the owners here this evening. It's good to see you. Congratulations to those who have got their cannabis licenses, all of that taken care of and have been approved. We wish you the best, and we're looking forward for great things coming out of that. For those of you that are incoming, we're excited about working with all of you and what this is going to do for the revenue and the development of our city. So just want to say congratulations to all of you on that. I have to say, our city has been such a shining light during this holiday season. We have had countless, and I do mean countless up to last night, and still going on, toy drives, toy giveaways, and it is such a refreshing air to see so many people realizing that selflessness is a beautiful thing, and just giving for our children to make sure that we see smiles on their faces. My colleague, Councilman Edwards, said it yesterday. It wasn't about us, it was about making sure that every child had a smile on their face, and I sincerely appreciate her saying that, because it isn't about us. It isn't even really about the president, but it's about the warm feel of the love that's in the air. And so hopefully during this time, each one of you find a happy space. Find something that takes you there to your happy space, that makes you feel warm, and that you find it and embrace that. And I'm not just talking about Christmas, because everybody doesn't celebrate Christmas, but for whatever it is that you celebrate, we wish you well, we wish you happiness. And I especially want to say thank you to our directors, our chief of staff, our business administrator. You guys are doing a phenomenal job for what you're doing here in our city. If we look back, and I'm not being negative, I just want to say as we look forward, year to year, we can say without a doubt that this year has been a better year than our previous year. And we're hoping that next year will be a better year than this year, that we will grow and we will grow in harmony together. So the roads that have been repaved, I'm excited that Bellevue Avenue finally got repaved. That only took us a couple of months to get done. Hermitage and all the other roads, whether we got speed humps done, whether we got trees cut down, we got houses that were dilapidated, that were falling, cleaning up our community, cleaning up our city. I think in a short period of time that this council has done a remarkable job. So I say kudos to each and every one that is up here for your hard work. It really is not easy, and it is thankless. Even if you get something done, someone comes up to you and says, well, what about this? Did you see what we just did? We've been trying to get that done for years. People don't realize thank you goes a long way. And it's not that we need it, but it's nice to hear it. When you know that you're putting out your best effort to do something that might have been impossible. So having a mayor that works with the directors that work with us, we appreciate all of that. I want to say to my aide that's been here, Miss Ann, I thank you for your time. I thank you for all the work that you've done to help me as I'm working through this thing. I appreciate your being out here, especially on a cold evening. I wish everybody wellness, because there's a lot of coughing, sneezing going on up in here. I wish everyone wellness and health in the new year. We do miss having our colleague, Mr. Harrison, on the days. And as we're going out, I want to thank everyone, my colleagues especially. This is my time, my last day sitting in this chair this year as president of council. My objective was to operate with integrity, with dignity, and respect to everyone that came either before us and those that are up here on this dais. And above all, professionalism. Whether it was given or not, my response has always been to give it back to you with professionalism. So I thank you for allowing me to sit in the seat as I learned, as I went, and I hoped that the seat will be taken over by someone that will take it to even higher levels, whoever sits in the seat after this. With that, I'd like to read the city's mission statement, which is, and I would be remiss in not thanking DCA for all the work, for working with us and making sure that all the money that has gotten in here that we needed to date, we appreciate you. Don't take it for granted. We appreciate the work that you've done, and I always got to thank Mr. Ray over there, Mr. Ray Ingram, for being here. Again, his is a thankless job, but we thank you, Mr. Ingram, for being here. Our attorneys up front and Mr. Garcia, we thank you as well. So recognizing that the people of Trenton have made us guardians of the public trust, we are committed to govern with integrity and fiscal responsibility, to seek excellence in the city's operations, and to seek all the city's people to serve all the city's people with respect and compassion. Mr. Garcia, I return it back to you.
Madam President, at this time, if you want to ask for a motion to go into executive session.
May I have a motion to move into executive session?
So moved.
Second.
Noted. Moving second, I'll call the roll. Councilwoman Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Gettenberg.
Yes.
Councilwoman Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Frisbee.
Yes.
Motion carried. We're now going to executive session. Do we anticipate a vote coming out?
Yes.
We will be taking action on the way out of executive session.